Okay, yeah, recording. Buenos días. Okay, we're
Buen
doing
día.
348. I'm gonna read it. Lección 348. Ni mi ira ni mi temor tienen razón de ser, pues tú me rodeas y tu gracia me basta para satisfacer cualquier necesidad que yo perciba. Padre, que recuerde que tú estás aquí y que no estoy solo, pues estoy rodeado de un amor imperecedero. No hay razón para nada excepto para la paz y dicha perfectas que comparto contigo. ¿Qué necesidad tengo de sentir ira o temor cuando lo único que me rodea es la seguridad perfecta? ¿Cómo puedo sentir miedo cuando la eterna promesa que me hiciste jamás se aparta de mí? Estoy rodeado de perfecta impecabilidad. ¿Qué puedo temer cuando la santidad en la que tú me creaste es tan perfecta como la tuya propia? La gracia de Dios nos basta para hacer todo lo que Él quiere que hagamos, y eso es lo único que elegimos como nuestra voluntad, que es también la suya. Amén.
Amen.
Ni mi ira ni mi temor tienen razón de ser. I'm always trying to justify it.
Justify what?
Ira y temor. Is it rage? What's it in English? In English, is it rage and fear?
Anger?
Anger and fear. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, it's such a great thing for the mind, the ego to do, eh? I'm right for what I feel. Because it doesn't include me, it includes only you.
yeah. Yeah. But just reading those words that it has, no tienes razón de ser. It doesn't have. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? How do you say in English? There has no reason to be. That just it deflates everything, because then the ego wants all of those justifications just fall away. So yeah,
See,
I'm grateful for that. To be able to have that thought when anger and fear come up, knowing that it doesn't have a reason to be.
yeah, I think even especially when it's projected on us, it's nice to be able to know the truth and not jump in and make a bigger mess of things.
Yeah. Not participate in it. To stay in a place of empathy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
By the way, Adriana, you have a big job ahead of you today.
What is that? Snow?
Lots of snow.
No, I have a big, yeah,
You got shoveling to
bigger
do,
job
girl.
is to stay at home and don't do food.
No, you said you were going to shovel snow for me, so.
No, I retract.
Fine when it's nice and
I
dry,
will
but
see
when
you
the snow
at,
comes,
no, I will see you as Christ. That's all I can do. And that's,
well,
if
then
that
this is
includes
all I can.
shoveling snow, well, only the Holy Spirit. ¿Qué es
This
eso?
is all I
Perdona.
can.
¿Qué dice? What is it? Talk, Gary.
Perdona.
Perdona todo. I forgive everything.
No lo vi. I didn't see what it was.
It's a little. Here, it's
We
better on
created
my
a
shirt.
monster.
Ah, perdona. We need to make t-shirts that say that. Perdona.
Perdona todo. Forgive everything.
Ah, tiene todo también. You have
Ay, Dios mío.
oh. That's perfect.
Todavía no he hecho todo.
Yeah, it's to a point where you see everything the same. I was telling Adriana before you connected that I started to watch this show last night, and it was about vampires, but it's like a telenovela, but with vampires. It's the same shit. Everything,
Quality acting, huh?
everything is the same except that it's with vampires.
Nice.
So I thought this is como Adriana dice, this is getting boring.
You need to find yourself some good Hindu movies where it's all dancing.
It's all that, but it's
It's all
still
love stories and it's all
the
dancing.
same. Yeah, these vampires, it's a love story between a vampire and a human. And it's
Nice.
all, you know, it's all the secrets and all, you know, the betrayals and jealousy and everything, all of the ego dynamics going on. Doesn't matter if they're drinking alcohol or blood.
Wow. And you find some interesting programs on Netflix. I think I've got a pretty narrow.
I click on the first thing that comes up. I'm not very, I've given over that idea that I need to start searching and trying to look for something good. Whatever comes up, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna have to be forgiven like everything else.
I've never had any drag or vampire and human
Well,
shows come
I've
up.
seen those before. So once you click on something like that, then they show up because there's an algorithm that is
Yeah.
formed specifically for you.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I'm
checking
still an
Altered
altered carbon.
Carbon. Yeah.
Huh?
Altered Carbon.
Yeah, I'm still,
I'm enjoying it. It's kind of like a mixture of many things, including Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, it's got a little non-duality in there. And
yeah, and then the Mexican lady is very, very nice too. The very Catholic, mamá mexicana. Made me laugh a lot to see all that kind of mixture of future and past symbols in all one big soup of more of the same. And then, you know, the guy is not too hard to watch, así que it makes it easier.
yeah.
I have to check that one out. I think that I saw some of that. I just don't remember. I start to forget. And I go back and I see movies and I'm like, I know that I saw this, but I have no memory of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So everybody's good today, it sounds like.
Yeah, dealing with the same thing, you know, dealing with the same, you know, there's always some flare up that comes up, but that's what it is, you know, dealing with that, doing your forgiveness moment by moment. Nothing major.
When does Vidam get back?
Oh, he's here already.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah. He came back. When was it? Yesterday or the day before? ¿Qué hoy? Domingo, Friday. He came back Friday. Yeah. It's all good.
Cool.
Yeah, I blame him for my ego flare-ups.
Well, that's one good thing to have about a partner to blame for, huh?
Yeah, but it's not about him.
The scapegoat.
He's a scapegoat.
Yeah. Cabre.
Put the scenes of the head of the goat and kick it out of camp.
¿Qué fue eso?
That's the old Hebrew way of atoning for the people's sin in all villages. They
Right.
took a goat, put the sins in the head of the goat, and then kicked the goat out of camp. I think that's the origin of the scapegoat phrase.
Okay.
Oh,
No, you can get cultural here too,
no kidding. This is an amazing place to check into each day.
I think I had heard that before.
No, not me.
That came through listening to Ken.
Exacto.
Uh,
Exacto. Reference.
Yeah.
well,
But then I was listening to Hofmeister Solaris, which I think it was the last movie. It was a very lofty description of the present moment.
Hmm.
And I could hear it all. I have no problem hearing it because I have to see all my judgments and just use it. No, no. Okay, he's not giving me anything that I do not know nor experience because I'm experiencing it. And I find myself kind of finishing his sentences. So it's like a confirmation of what I am experiencing, but also an opportunity to see all my judgments about anything that I perceive that he is promoting as a like a way of living or a way to truth. But in this last one, I hear him saying quite clearly, este, and unequivocally, that it has nothing to do with the form that it shows.
Mm, mm,
So I applaud him for that and my mind, to being able to sabe. And again, it's only for me. There's nobody else. And with this lesson this morning, I was really trying to go deeper, very deep into the thought that only the grace of God sustains me,
mm,
and that it manifests through seeming figures and objects and situations that I used to confuse as the sources of my support, my love, my companionship, my security, my health. And I had that all compartmentalized in
mm,
different, like my kids and my ex-partners and my neighbors and money and the job and a house and connections or creativity or giving away classes or doing different kinds of activity, just not to know that my only sustenance and security comes from the grace of God in me, which is reflected in everything that I perceive around me.
mm, mm,
And I want to go into that so deep that I really relinquish the idea that I know who is gonna do what or when.
mm, mm,
So I can stay totally in the present moment without fear of consequences in the future. Because, if I'm gonna live this, it has to be a way of existing every moment without truly being brave enough to really experience that it's impossible that I'm not sustained by the love of God, and which will transfer eventually, with enough experiences to the total conviction that I am the grace of God, and therefore I am not a body and I will never die. And all that can come from me is healing and love, and not condemnation or judgment or lack or frailty in any form. Yep. So I'm
Beautiful, Astrid.
watching Alter Carbon to see that. Don't ask me how, because I'm not doing the how.
Yeah, there is no how.
No.
Yeah, I think that's very helpful. That's what we have to do, to see everything as as symbols. They're just reflecting that, and not putting any expectation on how it has to look.
Or how to do it, how to do it. We
We just
can't
have,
do it.
no, we just have to accept what Adriana is saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, when you see it as a blessing and not as a sacrifice, to relinquish your judgment and your past thoughts, it's only imprisoning, o sea, they are only imprisoning you. That relinquishment can only bring freedom and love for everybody and everything, every memory and every present thing that is happening.
Yeah.
And we are the only ones that can accept that for ourselves, because it's always been given. It's always present. But we are the ones that hold on to the grievances in order to avoid feeling the joy of the spirit in the present moment. And when you hear it like that, it is totally ridiculous. Because you're kind of like immersed in, oh, he did that, she did that. What happened that? Wait. And then you don't recognize that you're just losing yourself in something that is not even real, and denying the total grace and love that can you feel in the present moment.
Yeah.
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 And we do a song.
Are they back?
No, they had the church that is in the other street had the revival this morning, but they're gone now. But
What's
yeah,
the Econ revival?
it's like everybody's getting friendly with each other. And now, o sea, this was very quiet. And then the guys in the workshop, in the car workshop, got friendly with David, which was my good neighbor. And now tú sabes, they are rejoicing themselves with music and shout. You come here, I go there, and they shout from one side of the street to the other. And usually they keep nice hours, and I just feel happy for them. Because, I know that they value that kind of interact interaction. So yeah, before I would be like, fucking motherfuckers, why don't they keep their voices low or keep it the business to themselves? But I am truly happy that I don't think like that anymore. Yeah, it surely makes me feel more free to love. Why
Yeah.
not?
Why not?
Yeah, it's more joyful to live in that acceptance. Because I remember when there was a time when there was noise around your house and you would be maldiciendo.
Yeah, I have a sound technician that built up like a boombox that sounded really like those big trucks that they use with big
Speakers.
big speakers that they go around like when the politicians and the stuff, it sounded like that. And he was like right here next to me. It was
Vibrating
actually
windows and
I don't think
exactly
that
it was
Gary,
something that was really, really.
I don't think Gary has ever had the experience of a tumbacoco.
I
well, I don't
don't
know what
know.
Cuba is. What is it?
Tumbacoco is what the
I've traveled all throughout South America and
it's a truck that is fitted with a
yeah, yeah,
sound system and it
yeah.
has all, and
But
politicians.
they have political campaigns over there.
Yeah.
You
There
ride
are
on
two
the
They,
truck
they
with
YouTube
their
do
videos
that
with
like that.
microphone.
political campaigns.
Yeah.
So they go around the neighborhoods with that and it's very loud. And so Adriana had one of those next to her house because it was a guy who did he make those or construct the systems? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Beautiful.
that's the one that wanted to fuck with me. That was before. And
Wait
I
a
went
minute.
over there. That was when I first moved here. So I went over there because sorry, and I asked him nicely, Mira, can you lower this because I cannot hear myself in my house? And he actually told me I don't give a fuck. So
Beautiful.
I prayed to the Holy
Sweet.
Spirit and yeah, and I said, I give it to you, Holy Spirit, because I don't know what to do with this. And like in a couple of weeks, he was arrested and spent 5 years in prison.
Don't mess with Adriana and the Holy Spirit.
No way.
She's
So
like, Holy
when
Spirit, deal with this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Please and thank you.
when he came back, pues he wasn't interested in making any noise because then he was on parole. And it just faded. Now he has a car that has a very big system, but I only can hear it when he washed the car because while he's washing the car, he's put, the music. But that happens, how long can you wash the car? Like 2 hours
Right.
and then gone. And then the other day I was here with my daughter and I asked my daughter, tell me what those songs are about. Because I always hear the same fucking song. And Astrid favorite artist. And the guy, what the guy was saying was, come, I'm gonna fuck you all around and do you no sé qué, and do you no sé that. And when my daughter was here, that I asked her, tell me, because they talk in a way that it's very hard. If you
See,
don't know what they're saying to connect, because it's a strange thing, but
it's a
it,
subculture. The way that they speak, it's and so you have to.
it
Since
doesn't
we're
sound Spanish
not in
at
that
all.
subculture, there are some things that just like I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing that from him a lot. And when Adri told me, mira qué bien. So I'm being serenaded with a pornographic song. And I didn't get it until a couple of months ago. I don't know. But it was very
Yesterday
funny.
was Big Bunny and
Yeah, but that came from the other guys, from the ones that are fixing cars. Because Astrid told me that the guy is supposed no was you. No, the guys from upstairs told me that he was number one.
Mm-hmm. He is. No, what's great about him? I mean, I don't know. I like him because
Because you're trash.
Because
Remember, the first thing that usually comes up is the ego.
I accept that. I accept that I am trash.
Generally, you want to wait a moment before they let the ego speak, and then we talk.
No, because Astrid laughs at what I told her and makes her like, feel lightly. That's my function to make her happy.
I'm looking up Big.
It's
Wow.
Bad Bunny, not Big
Oh,
Bunny.
Bad Bunny, because this is what I found with Big Bunny.
Bad Bunny is a gender bending trap art Puerto Rican artist.
Oh, wow.
¿Y por qué gender bending? Porque se viste de mujer.
He doesn't care. He wears women's clothing. He doesn't care. He se pinta las uñas.
Ah, ya veo por qué te gusta.
He in one of his last videos, he completely se vistió con peluca, maquillaje, everything.
Ah, por eso es que te gusta, no por las canciones.
No, I like his, he has when in his interviews and everything, es bien diferente, ¿no? Porque no es machista, tú sabes, las canciones son machistas, pero él, his expression in his day-to-day and his interviews, and he's very humble too, and he's
O sea que cuando le está cantando la canción, so when he's singing, he's inviting to fuck anything that moves.
He does, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how he identifies, and that's another conversation that we had before. I had read an article about all of these different categories in reference to sexual orientation and all of that. And I was talking to Adriana about that. And I said, the article came in, I read it, and I thought it was very interesting. And then I thought, why is this here, Holy Spirit? What is the lesson? It's like, it's just another identity like any other that needs to be forgotten. It's the ego complicating everything. And my bottom line was like, I don't care. Whatever you want to do whatever you want to do with whoever you want to do. Eventually it's something that's going to have to be let go anyway. So in the form, it doesn't matter. But the ego wants to create so much importance around that. And for me, it's like, do what you want to do. That's fine. I respect it. I just, my only, ¿cómo se dice? My only purpose is to see everything and everyone as the Christ. Doesn't matter how each person defines themselves. We can define ourselves in 100 million ways, but we still can't undo ourselves of who we truly are. So no matter how hard we try, and we try really hard. Now I'm gonna be this. Now I'm gonna be this other thing.
Well, it might be easier for some to forgive him if he was just a big bunny as opposed to a bad bunny.
Yeah. Yep. But he has a strong following in Puerto Rico and all over Latin
No,
America.
si tiene un número 1 en todo el mundo, me imagino.
Sí, sí. Sí.
He has one of the most entertaining Instagram accounts too. Just FYI. If you wanted to entertain yourself.
Well, I don't do social media, so I'll have to take your word for it. Too much time.
Yeah.
So, what else?
I'm into the Jesus and Buddha.
¿Cómo? Nada, todo bien. It's already
No,
up.
no el tuyo.
¿Qué?
No el tuyo.
No entendí.
Que le pregunté a Gary que si el papá apareció, que te acuerdas que había hecho la primera lección y
Right,
salió
right.
I was asking you, Gary, if your father show up after disappearing after the first lesson.
You know, so he bought himself a copy of the course, and it was the black cover. I don't think it's from the Foundation of Inner Peace, and if it is, no, it's not, is it? So he bought himself that by accident, not knowing. I sent him the blue book, which he received Friday, I believe. I didn't call him, and yesterday I called him, and he likes watching his football games and such. And so he said that he would feel maybe more comfortable doing a lesson every other day. I said, yeah, do whenever you want. We can meet whenever. I said, if you want me to call you, we can do it that way, or you can call me. He says, well, why don't I call you? Which probably isn't going to happen very often because he never calls me. So it's all right, whatever he does.
Yeah, it's a nice way of showing up to him.
Yeah.
It's a nice way of, being present or at least saying I'm here.
Yeah. And he had, I sent him a couple books, and he said he'd read Love No Hells No Grievances, and so and I even mentioned to him, I said, you can take the course and use it as an oracle. You can just, open the book, ask a question, or no, don't ask a question, just open the book and read. So I don't know.
Very good.
Seems lesson 1 was a little bit much for him.
It's much for everybody.
Yeah.
And one is a big one. If we are able to just accept that one,
Yeah.
We don't need anything
we
else.
don't need anything else. We don't need the text. We don't need any of the other lessons.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, this is enough for this lifetime, this one lesson.
Well, he did the course years ago, but he doesn't remember. So
It's in there.
yeah. Yeah. So it's good.
It's good. Yeah. Antonio, my ex, was doing the course for 20 years before coming here. 20 years. You can take as long as you want.
Yeah.
Time
That's
that's when time doesn't have anything to do with it. There's not the how
No, when you're doing it, time is nothing.
Time is nothing. You can take 20 years, you can take an instant. It's just how ready you are to accept the truth.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter. Like, people come together from the course and they ask, how long have you been doing? How long have you, because we need to put it, people.
Sure.
Or, and I've met people who haven't even opened the damn book. I went to a retreat in Mexico, and there's this lovely woman who we were all sitting down, and people were talking about how long they've been doing the course, and she sat there and she's like, I've never even opened the book. And after talking to her for like 2 minutes, I'm like, and you don't even need to open it.
Really?
You're perfectly fine. She was like, everything that everyone was talking in her language, everything, she understood absolutely everything. So it has nothing to do with that, with time or how long you've been studying it. It's the resistance. You want to accept the truth or you don't. Ahí va. Lilo's very active this morning.
Empezó mal educado.
I don't know how this thing is gonna go in the when we when we go to Puerto Rico because I'm taking him on the plane with me.
Pues nada, va a tener que pasar el suplicio de la vida. He will be okay.
He'll be okay.
You just give him a little drugs.
I have some stuff to give him, but I don't want to be, handling a 30-pound dog either. I want him to walk.
Yeah. Well, you can put him in a cage and put the cage on a roller.
No, I can't take the cage because he's an he's an emotional support animal.
Ay, qué
Oh.
embustera.
Wow. For you or for the world?
For me, so that he can get on the plane with
Okay,
me.
tell me what kind of chanchullo you did to get him that kind of status.
I had to get I had to have a psychiatric evaluation. And since
of
we're
the
all crazy
dog or
of me,
And they granted it to you?
of course, because everyone's crazy.
yes.
I didn't lie. I
Que
was
le-
truthful.
Wow.
Que le
That's
dijiste que Dios
beautiful.
no creó el mundo. I didn't know that.
It was very lovely, because I had to do it online, obviously, because of COVID. And it was a lovely woman, and she was very beautiful, and it was a great experience. It was
Did you cry?
Oh yeah, of course the
No.
therapist, yeah, but
You
it wasn't.
cried.
So let me see. So now you're diagnosed crazy and Lilo is your support animal. And I never knew about this.
Oh, I didn't tell you that.
No. And then you did that in collusion just to help him not get into a cage to come to Puerto Rico. You're a sneaky one.
No, because
But I'm glad for Lilo because
Don't feel
it would
guilt
be
here,
better
Astrid.
for him to be next.
so guilty.
No, seriously. It's better for the dog to be next to you in the plane.
See, I think so. You'll be fine.
Barking to everybody around you during the fucking flight. Don't get near her. She's mine.
Do you have to buy an extra seat for him?
No.
No. He'll just stay at your feet?
Yeah. He will. As long as he's with me and I'm calm, he's calm.
Yeah. And they don't feed him the night before or something so he doesn't poop on the plane?
He's good at that. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. When we go to places like that, he won't poop. But yeah, he has his schedule, so I'm not worried about that. But if he did poop, you just pick it up and throw it out.
Barf bags.
Although we
He won't.
know the plane.
I know that he won't do that.
Yeah.
And if he tries to pee, it's not because he wants to pee. It's because that dogs have that thing where they need to mark their territory, and when I see him do it, I can catch him, and he won't do it. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He got here. Yeah, that's the whole story of getting Lilo here to Baltimore
From
Puerto Rico.
Oh, really?
He's a rescue dog. He's a street dog.
On vacation one time or when you were living there before?
When I was living there.
Huh?
And then we moved here, and I had to, because he had to go on, with cargo, with he couldn't come up because I didn't have the emotional support animal thing. So
you don't have the diagnosis. So tell me, what was the diagnosis, please?
I can't remember. I think something, I could look it up if you want.
It would be, I would guess it would be schizophrenic.
No. Yeah, I mean, everyone has
Para
some.
no make it schizophrenic.
Separation anxiety from her dog.
Let's see, what does it say? It says
Or
here,
union anxiety with the husband.
I have symptoms consistent with panic disorder,
Oh,
episodic paroxysmal anxiety, and generalized anxiety disorder.
is that true?
I mean, I have had panic attacks, and I did have one in Utah,
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
and I've had them. They're a lot better because I've been, because it's consistent with the course. But there was at one point where I lived with that. I would have like these small mini, attacks during the day. But
But
that's
then you had Lilo, so.
then I had Lilo. Yeah, Lilo helped me with that.
Ahora sí que cayó en otra categoría.
He's an
O sea,
emotion.
ya no es que se acuesta en la cama. O sea, he's on a new level now. It's not only that he sleeps in the bed. On
Oh yeah,
he's going.
No, he
yeah,
doesn't. Yeah,
he
see,
I
goes
was going
not
to
to,
ask how Vidam was doing with that.
no.
to the healer.
No, the dog doesn't. He can come upstairs, but he can't come back into the bed. I didn't
Well,
sleep with the dog. It was during the day if he came up and was in
oh, okay. I was going to say, because there's evidence on
evidence.
YouTube. I think I recall actually one of our Zoom meetings where there was a comment about him sleeping on Vidam's pillow.
Yes.
But nothing means anything, so don't
No,
worry.
that's true.
No, it doesn't.
We give all the meaning to everything.
We're happy that Lilo is comforting you, and that's it. And then you take good care of him too. Shows that you like taking care of him, and that's beauty too.
See.
So that's a blessing.
See, he's like at 7 or 8 years. Yeah, I think.
Ay, nena.
I still have like 6 or 7 more years, hopefully, with him.
Ay, mi madre, claro.
Who knows?
You don't know. You have to treat him as it is the last day.
Mm-hmm. No, he's brought a lot of joy for me. He's done with the see.
He doesn't talk.
No, he
That's
just
a beauty.
he's in the moment. He doesn't care about anything. As he's a great way shower of how we're supposed to be during a day to day. He's in the moment all the time. If he wants to bark, he'll bark. If he wants to cry, he cries. If he wants you to pet him, he wants love, he'll come up and he has no shame. He's like, pet me.
And he has no problem standing in front of the house and barking at people going by.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing. I've been muting my video so you guys won't hear it.
Okay. Pues felicidades a Lilo, que yo no sabía que tenía un estatus tan espectacular. Congratulations to Lilo. He has such a spectacular status in life.
No kidding.
I don't know. There's some lady here from Amazon and she keeps. No, he barks at everybody.
¿Te está llevando algo?
Sí, espera.
¿Te están llevando algo? Nada, vamos a despedirnos.
Warm in Puerto Rico.
Always.
Always.
Warm, always. Very hot.
And you don't live near the ocean in Ponce, no?
Well, actually, Ponce is in the coast.
Is it?
It has coast, but the beaches are not the white sand beaches. They are volcanic sand beaches, which are kind of gray. The sand is gray. You
Sí.
have to travel like 40 minutes to get to Guanica, and then you get white sand beaches. That's the closest one. Or there's a little island offshore, Ponce, which is
Mm.
called Caja de Muertos, and they have beautiful white sand beaches over there. And they used to have a ferry. I don't know if after the pandemic it's still working. I think it's working, but now they're carrying less people.
Yeah.
But unless you have a boat, if you have a boat, you can access it whenever you feel like doing it because it's a natural reserve. It's open for everybody. Este, but if you go, then if you want to take the ferry, you will have to go in the morning and then return in the afternoon because
Right.
they don't have like a continuous shuttle going up and down. It's only one trip in the morning and one back in the afternoon.
But the ocean water must be nice to get into, no?
Yeah, it all depends on the person, because we're used to what we're used to and we like what we like.
Yeah.
Este,
Yeah.
it can be moments when I feel that the water is too cold for me. But I bet if you touch it for you, it will be very warm.
See.
But then again, it's kind of like acclimatation too, because I have the couple of este, that it's my mother's cousins that used to live in New York. They bought a house by the beach in Guanica, and they've been living there for more than 20 or 30 years already. They came when they were quite young. They were retiring like at 40 something, both
Mm.
of them. And that was the joke because when they used to come on vacation, they found the water too hot, and they used to laugh at us when we said, no, it's too cold, I'm not going in. But now that they're living here, at least half a year now, they find themselves having the same experience.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's only mind. The mind can
Oh, mind.
accept anything that needs to be done, and we can be grateful in the present for that because usually the ego is trying to make differences in one thing and the other. That's always to keep the mind from knowing that it can be happy where it needs to be.
See.
If it's using the experience for the right purpose, which is awakening. Because if the purpose is not awakening, it's not right. It's as simple as that. If you want to get anything about from anybody, any situation, any experience at all, any thought, the only right thing will be to awaken. Any other purpose will cause you pain.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds radical, and it is. That's why we have to bump our head against the wall so many times, trying to do so many things just to find out. And the course tells it in the text. It says, well, you're here, you have to make a decision, like the branching of the road, I think it is. Este, or you can go back only to come here again.
Yeah.
So yeah, we laugh at it, but while we're doing it, it's very painful and it's very frightening. So yeah. Are you okay, or you want to keep on visiting for a
I'm
bit?
good.
Yo estoy bien. Agradecida.
siempre.
Well, thank you.
Gracias a los dos.
Have a great day.
Yeah, same to you. Love to you both.
Adiós.
Adios.